So it occurred to me that even though I haven't worked on this thing for a while, that I don't actually have a good video of it walking as good as it can right now. So there's still a little bit of work to be done on the walking, but I want to give a quick video of where it's at right now. I have the umbilical hooked up right now to my power supply because when I brought this thing back out of the closet, I realized that my batteries were dead. So again, here's the website controlling it. And so I'm just going to give a quick little demonstration of it walking. So I'm just going to make it move down and to the right a little bit here. And so you can see the wireframe over on the website updates a little bit. So everything's over there. So now I'm going to make it move left over there. Okay. So I'm going to set here I can control how fast the legs move. So I'm going to set it all the way up, and then I'm going to make it move back upwards again here. Give an idea of how fast it can move. Let's make it move to the right a little bit here. And try and make it move down that way. So you can see all the positions of where the toes are supposed to be updating. Okay, so let's try let's keep this down a little bit so it doesn't take high steps. So now let's move it back up a little bit. So now it barely lifts its toes off the ground. Let's move. Supposedly it's moving its toes 20 millimeters off the ground, which barely covers the carpet. So I'll move this back up a little bit here. Let's make it go a little bit further. As you can see, it doesn't always move 3 legs at a time. it dynamically picks which leg to move based on a couple rules. Rules like, is another leg next to it lifted already? Or how far away is the toe from where it needs to go? Obviously the toe that's the furthest from where it needs to go gets first priority. So it's ordered by that. And all this is updated in real time as far as where it wants to go, because as I can drag the little ball around and I can just hold it down without letting go, and it's constantly sending where to go to the robot. So the robot's always updating, where to move. So, I can move to the right, or I can move back to the left, or I can move back up. And it's always dynamically figuring out where the legs need to go, which one's farthest from where it needs to go. And then when you let go of dragging the ball around, once it gets back to where it's supposed to be, and it's happy and centered. So the other thing that I've been working on with it that's still a work in progress is the gyroscope. So I'll give a quick demo on that. Actually, first I added in a single leg control, so I can pick one leg and I can do a manual body lock or a manual world lock. So the manual body lock is the toe stays fixed to the body's center position, and the world lock is the toe stays fixed to the world position. So then I can use these and I can adjust, like for instance I can adjust, so I picked the left rear leg to move here. So I'm going to bring it up off the ground a little bit. See, so I can bring it back down one here. I think there's still a few kinks in this that I need to work out, but oops, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that made it unhappy. So let's do a restart here. Okay. And we'll start up again. Okay. Okay, so let's try this again. I'm going to do a manual world lock and I'll lift it off the ground if I can. There we go. There, so now that toe is lifted up off the ground. So it knows now not to, that it can't use that leg. So now, if I see, it knows that that leg's off the ground. So now if I try and move if I try and tell it to move somewhere, that it knows not to use that leg. But this is where I have a little bit of trouble. So it makes it difficult for it to walk without that leg. Oh well. That's still a work in progress. But, okay. So, show the gyroscope now. Okay. So this is the little gyroscope. And I need to button this thing down better, but for now, I have it on up in the air a little bit to kind of help keep it away from other static electricity in the air seems to interfere with it a bit. Plus, it being on a little pole seems to help dampen the vibrations from the servos. But so I can turn on the gyroscope, and I need to work on the dampening a bit, but you can see. Yeah, I need to work on the dampening a bit. No. There's some feedback going on that it's not keeping up with quick enough. But it's getting there. But so it's slanted a little bit because the gyroscope is slanted. But you can see if I move it, so what's happening is it's tilting one way, and then it sees it tilted too far, so it tries to compensate back. So I gotta reduce the feedback lag on that, but it's kind of a tricky thing to do with it. But that's pretty much where I'm at with this guy so far. I'm hoping to spend a little bit more time on this soon here and get some of these other issues ironed out and keep moving along. My next big goal is to attach an arm to the back that I can hook the camera up to. That way I can have a long enough arm that I can get an aerial view of the bot as I'm driving it around. But that's a little ways out yet. Anyway, thanks for watching.